and welcome back to Scotty P.
And me.
Hey guys, we're going to be talking about diagnoses about autism.
Yeah, whether to diagnose or not diagnose. So Scott, tell us what it was like for you when you found out you had autism.
At first, I was a bit confused actually. I didn't know what autism was at the time. I had no idea what it did. I thought it was like some sort of virus or bad thing because I just thought every disability is bad. But then later on I learnt that autism is actually better than people think it is. I think it's an ability, not a disability. The more I learned about it, the more I understood about myself and why I acted in such weird ways and why people thought I was bad. Because I've already talked about this before, but people used to think that I was just being silly, looking for attention and stuff, and I believed that before I knew what I had. But now that I know, I can, look back on it and say, oh, this is why I did that. But I still don't use it as an excuse to get out of things. I mean, I will still go, oh yeah, I was acting a bit, odd there, but there was a reason for that. What about you, Mum? How did that help you with what was your first reaction to the diagnosis?
Well, yeah, for me it was quite a relief because in my gut I knew there was something there, and it was good to get that confirmation that those thoughts and feelings were right, and that we knew what we were dealing with and what we could do to help Scott. And yeah, I think yes, it was very scary and there was a process to go through, but I think along the way it's really helped you as a person understand who you are, because it is a part of you, eh?
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of parents out there that wonder whether they should get their child diagnosed or even tell their child about their diagnosis.
I think you should. In my opinion, I think you totally should. It will help them understand a lot about who they are. It'll make sure that they don't go through the problems I did as a child. Just, getting that diagnosis really early helps you stop all the things that can happen with autism. Because if you leave autism for too long, it's just impossible to really fix. It's one of those problems that you need to tackle down early.
Yeah. And from a teaching perspective, the sooner you get a diagnosis, the sooner you can get support with that, with teacher aides, government support. Your chances are very slim on getting any sort of support in the education or health system without that diagnosis. And I think from a parent's perspective, when we sat down at my husband and I and talked about, do we tell Scott or don't we thought, well, this is Scott's body, it's his life, he's got to live with this for the rest of his life, and he has a right to know, just like anybody else. And yeah, it really has helped him understand who he is and helped him find strategies for meltdowns, for all parts of life, really. What else can we say?
Just getting that diagnosis early just helps make sure that the problems aren't there. I can imagine what would happen if I didn't get that diagnosis. If no one knew, it would have just gone to hell straight away.
Yeah, you would have been stuck in that label of that naughty child.
I probably never would have gone through primary school.
Yeah, I think you would have spiraled out of control, and we would be left wondering what's going on, and we would feel out of control as well. I think it would have been a very different path, eh? So we are very pleased that we got our diagnosis. It just helps us understand who Scott is and how he copes in life.
So if you think your child does have autism, please see your doctor and see if they do, because once you actually know if they have it or not, then you can tackle it easier. Because if it's just speculation, you don't know if you should tackle it or not. And even if you do try to, it might not do anything because they don't have it at all, you know? I remember how Mum got a few other diagnostics from other doctors and they said, no, he's fine. But once she got the approval, she was like, yeah, this is right.
Yeah. It did take us 2 goes, but it was mainly because she was so high functioning, and we as parents had taught you the social cues on things. But yeah, I guess the biggest thing is trust your gut.
Yeah.
Go with what you feel is right, and keep pushing until you get what you get. Yeah, is there anything else you want to say?
Yes, just one more thing. Remember that ASD is biological. You can't pass it down. You can't pass it to others that aren't in your family, really.
Yeah, it's not contagious, eh?
Yeah. It's not contagious like any other disease. It's just biological, and if you do have autism, it only increases the chance of your child having autism by a teensy bit. Not too much, just increases.
Yeah.
Not too bad. But on that note, we'll say goodbye, and just remember this. And
don't forget to subscribe.
yeah, stay tuned for next time. See ya.
Bye.